Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Mike with the Catholic T-shirt club unboxing video for August 2025. We're in now. Of course, this is the Catholic T-shirt club unbagging video, but it still just sounds better to say unboxing. Get it? Ha ha! Saint Carlo Acutis. Technically still blessed, since his canonization was quashed by the death and conclave around the death of Pope Francis and the conclave that elected Pope Leo. But Pope Leo has announced that he will be canonized along with Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati in September. So, Saint Carlo Acutis. A saint younger than me. Much to live up to. And of course, for those of you who know our game shows, a saint I always pick because he's got mad computer skills. To always be close to Jesus. That is my life plan. To always be close to Jesus. That is my life plan. Sometimes we face a temptation to make the Christian life more difficult than it needs to be. More complicated than it needs to be. What's the plan? Stay close to Jesus. I've never been in my life an ambitious man, but I do have one ambition. It's very simple, but not at all easy. My one ambition, to be a saint. We often overcomplicate things for ourselves. How do you be a saint? Always be close to Jesus. Not always easy to do. Most of the time we get in our own way, but Saint Carlo shows us the way. You love computers? Build a website with, now I guess nobody builds websites anymore, but, build a website of Eucharistic miracles. Blessed Saint Pier Giorgio Frassati, you enjoy playing pool? Hustle pool for Jesus. He would beat people at pool and then, make them go to holy hours. Sorry, I shouldn't conflate the two of them. They lived almost a century apart, but always be close to Jesus. It's a very simple, very livable plan. And holiness is not for people of a bygone era. It is not for people who live in mythical lands of the past. We often make a fairy kingdom of the past instead of realizing life was really, really difficult. They didn't have indoor plumbing most of the time. They didn't have air conditioning or electric lights. But just because we have those things doesn't mean that we can't be saints. Carlo lived in Italy from the 90s into the aughts. This was not that far away. This was not that long ago. This was not an unrecognizable life. He had parents who were fallen away from the faith. He led them back, his example. We have photographs of him dressed up as Spider-Man for Halloween. Holiness is not only possible, but absolutely imperative even for us today. And how do we be holy? Always be close to Jesus. That is my life plan. That is what holiness consists. Always be close to Jesus. Be more and more conformed to Jesus. Especially in the sacramental life of the church, this beautiful design showing the Blessed Sacrament in a monstrance with, of course, the crucified Lord imposed over it. Because when we see the Lord in the monstrance, that is, in fact, the same Jesus. So, Take it from Blessed Carlo. Take it from Saint Carlo, someone who made it so his advice is usable. Always be close to Jesus. That is my life plan. Mine, and it should be yours too. So, comment below with your favorite Halloween costume to dress up as a saint. Extra credit if you remember that if you dress up as Spider-Man, you can claim to have 2 costumes at once. Give this episode a like, subscribe to our channel, ring the church bell to be notified the next time a plot is uploaded, and until then, remember to live your faith, love your faith, share that love. Sorry, no cat scratching this time. He's over there. He's out of reach.